Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam. This is United Daily Live. We are back live on the channel, as always, at this time of evening, 10:30 p.m. And today, we were all geared up with a stream, thumbnail, graphics, everything to discuss the future of Chris Smalling. Because there's reports coming out in Italy that Chris Smalling is going to be returning to Manchester United because of the fact that no deal has been agreed with AS Roma. But just as we set up for that stream and I had the thumbnail made and everything, and I was ready to upload that thumbnail, news broke in Germany from Bild on Jadon Sancho. So we've got the perfect timing for this United Daily Live, because we are going to discuss those fresh reports on Jadon Sancho and, of course, those fresh reports on Chris Smalling, as well as anything else you guys want to talk about. If you want to talk about anything else that's in the news, let me know and we will discuss that here on AdamMcKola TV. But thank you very much to everyone for getting involved. I can already see almost 300 of you in the house already. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing. Thank you to Chandler, who's just become a member on the channel as well. We are now at 112 members. We've got 88 more to go to hit that target of 200 by the end of the month. We're looking like we might not make it, but we can get close, and let's say 150 at least. So get clicking that join button if you can. Before we get stuck into the Jadon Sancho rumours and the news coming from Germany, we'll do a little on this day just so more people can come into the house and we can get more people involved with those Jadon Sancho rumours. So the date today is the 2nd of August, and it's another Sammy McIlroy one. Yesterday was the 1st of August. On this day was Friday the 1st of August 1969, which was the day that the last of the Busby Babes arrived at Old Trafford, Sammy McIlroy. Now today, Monday the 2nd of August 1954, so on this day in 1954, Sammy McIlroy was born in East Belfast as a forward midfielder with long hair from the same town as George Best. He is labelled the new George Best when he follows his fellow Ulsterman across the Irish Sea to Old Trafford. He certainly has ability, quick feet, instinct and an eye for a goal, but he goes on to show he is his own man over 11 years at Old Trafford. Now, I told you lot yesterday, my surname is McIlroy and my family come from Belfast, and my uncle's grown up telling me that that's my uncle, or his uncle, which would make him, I don't know, my great uncle, if that was true. But I'm very skeptical on that one, and I think he is Billy bullshitting me. But nevertheless, let's get stuck in to your comments. And I can see Thomas Roberts and Dazman have just become members of AdamMcKola TV as well. So thank you very much to you two legends. Thank you very much for joining us. And we've got 500 people in now. So let's get stuck into this latest news on Jadon Sancho that's coming from Bild. So thank you to Sport Witness, first of all, for getting this together. And it says, from Germany, Man United poker for Jadon Sancho is picking up speed with a €70 million initial payment. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United is a transfer rumour which is more than a year old. When it became clear he wouldn't be moving to Old Trafford last summer, the focus soon became the current transfer window. Borussia Dortmund have repeatedly looked to make it clear they won't be giving any discounts on the player and have been sticking to a €120 million asking price, which is around £107 million, depending where you get your currency conversion from, but around £107 million. So it would be a United record signing for Manchester United. It would be a British record transfer as well, and they are sticking to that price, and they've been sticking to that price for some weeks now. Previously, there had been claims going as high as €150 million, yet that was clearly very unrealistic, and that was maybe a fee that Borussia Dortmund could have got if they sold Jadon Sancho last summer. But United weren't in the market to be buying Jadon Sancho for €150 million. We were concentrating on getting rid of Alexis Sanchez, Romelu Lukaku, bringing in Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James. We know that Ed Woodward can't focus on too many things at once, so we couldn't bring in Jadon Sancho at that point. And we also know Glazonomics are in full effect. So Bild have an update on Sunday evening. Now this broke in the last 20 minutes. And they report Manchester United want to pay in instalments. As they say, this is a completely normal plan for big transfers. The German newspaper explained their information has come from English sources. However, this is unlikely to be from media in England, as they would simply say otherwise. So if it did come from another report in England, which it certainly hasn't, because there hasn't been any report like this out there at the moment. There was another report which said 60 plus 60 million euros in add-ons. This is 70 million plus 30 and plus 20 in installments and not in add-ons. And that's a big difference in terms of, because when it's add-ons, players have to meet certain requirements, whether it's appearances, whether it's this, that or the other. They have to meet certain requirements for those payments to be triggered. Now, when it's installments, those payments are guaranteed, regardless of whether the player gets injured, regardless of whether the player is, I imagine if he's sold, regardless of those things, those installments will be due. Now, 120 million euros is probably a fair price for Jadon Sancho. In this market, you'd have hoped you'd got him a little bit cheaper. But the key thing for Man United here is, and according to the claims, Man United's poker for Sancho is picking up speed. The Premier League club would look to pay 70 million euros up front, with a further two payments of 30 million euros and 20 million euros in the next few years. So it's a proper Football Manager deal here that Manchester United are doing. This is what I do on Football Manager, installments over years, except my installments are a lot lower than that. 70 million euros up front, 30 million euros and 20 million euros in the next few years. Encouragingly, Bild say Dortmund would not say no to a deal worth 120 million euros, regardless of how it is scraped together. So that is the big news coming out of Germany, coming from Bild, who are fairly reliable on all things Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich and all those kind of things. And they are saying United will pay the 120 million euros, but they will pay it in installments over the next few years, with 70 million euros up front. Now, what is 70 million euros in pounds? 63 million pounds up front. Now, United would make that look like a victory in the transfer window, because they'd say, well, we've only put 63 million pounds forward. We've still got, hopefully, a substantial amount of our transfer budget left to get that central defender, maybe get Jack Grealish. I keep saying Jack Grealish rather than an attacking midfielder, but you know what I mean. I want Jack Grealish at United. But paying 63 million pounds up front and then paying the rest of it in installments as time goes by is probably a deal which is much more suited to United. Because look, when we're happy to pay, I imagine, 100 million pounds for Jadon Sancho, in terms of the commercial revenue, in terms of the impact that he can have at the club, in terms of the age, in terms of the potential resale value, you know, you'd expect he would improve. And even if he didn't improve and he stayed at his current level, and in 4 years United were looking to sell him, you're still going to get, you know, a fair whack, 50, 60 million at least back for him. Obviously, depending how far his stock will drop, but obviously, touch wood, that's not going to happen. But you get what I'm saying. So the risk is obviously still there. But Jadon Sancho is a player, 20 goals, 20 assists this season, plays on that right wing. Obviously, he has the English premium tax being on it. But his performances are making that price as high as it is. Now, we'd hoped we would have been able to get a deal that was less than that. But that's because we want to focus our attentions elsewhere as well. We don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. And if United only had 150 million to spend this window, or 100 million pounds, plus whatever we bring back in on sales, then you would think that, you know, we wouldn't be looking to pay that money up front for Jadon Sancho. So if this is the only way a deal can be done, I'm glad Manchester United look like they are proactively making this happen. We are saying, right, Dortmund ain't moving off this price. The realistic thing is the price ain't being changed. So can we just rearrange this deal so it's more comfortable for us in the current climate, and of course, you know, with the transfer market that's here. So I'm hoping, I'm not getting carried away, because again, it's just reports. There's nothing official coming out. But I'm hoping that this is signs United are being active and proactive in the market and trying to make things happen for Jadon Sancho. Because once we get Jadon Sancho done, that's our main bit of business out the way. If we can get him done, and August the 4th, by the way, the kit comes out for Manchester United. So they'd love to have that kind of little clash together, wouldn't they? The kit reveal. And Jadon Sancho signing. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen in the next 2 days, but once United get a fee agreed, and if the reports are true, Dortmund don't care how they get 120 million euros as long as they get it. If the reports are true, United are ready to pay 70 plus 30 plus 20 in instalments to get the player. Then the contract and all that negotiation is probably done and dusted already. Let's not be naive. We know football clubs and agents and those kind of things. They talk and they speak together. And I'm sure it's pretty easy. Like, Sancho wants to leave Dortmund. He wants to come back to England. He's lived in Manchester before. He can come to United, be our right winger, be the main man, play with a young and youthful and vibrant team like Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, and hopefully get Manchester United and elevate us back to where we should be. So it's a move that I think ticks all the boxes for everybody concerned. We give Jadon Sancho a platform to fulfill his ambitions and fulfill his potential. We need that player. We've got Champions League football. We've got the money. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. It's as simple as that. And if these reports are to be believed, then it looks like we could be edging closer to that potential transfer. And it's not going to be as dragged out as we may have imagined in the past. On the other hand, this could just be another one of those twists and turns in the tail for Jadon Sancho and Manchester United. And the rumours could linger on for a whole another 3-4 weeks. But the reports coming from Germany to you guys that have just joined us late is Builder reporting that Man United are willing to pay the full 120 million euro price tag, but will pay in instalments 70 million euros this year, or 63 million pounds, 30 million plus 20 million coming in the next couple of years. So it would take it to that 120 million euros. And positively for United fans, positively for United fans, Bild report that Dortmund would be happy with any deal that gets to 120 million euros. So we're looking good in that aspect in terms of the current reports on Jadon Sancho. Thank you for your super chat, Jamie Egerton. Simply says, great content, Adam. I appreciate you for getting involved, mate, and thank you for your super chat. Isaacus back in the house. Would be sick to reveal a new kit on Sancho. That would be great, wouldn't it, mate? I don't think they will. I don't think they can rush the deal through in that sort of time. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. 108 million. Yeah, it's roughly around 107, 108 million in Great British pounds. Yeah, I think someone was confused in the comments. Guys, we've got over 1,000 in now. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing, and keep it locked to AdamMcKola TV. We're not just live today because Jadon Sancho news has broke. We are live every single night at 10:30 p.m. during the summer transfer window, because this is usually when a lot of the juicy stories break. So just like tomorrow's transfers, today we're doing things a little bit different on the new Devils, which is now Paddock. And we do the news in the morning regularly from Old Trafford. You can't be rocking up outside Old Trafford at 10:30 p.m. every night. It's just not, we can't be asking people to do that. So we have it every morning. That's a good slot as well. So make sure you're checking out that because they get further updates on things and as stories develop in the morning. Because as we know, in the morning, clubs could come out and say, wow, that's not true, or this isn't happening, and they can brief other journalists. So make sure you're checking that out. But this will be the regular slot of 10:30 p.m. UK time. James Christou with another super chat says, imagine if they do the kit reveal with Sancho. That would be great. AJ the Blue Heart, I think he is a City fan, although I'm just guessing that. Says, hell of money for one player. How are you going to buy another defender? Well, if you've seen, the story is we're not paying all of that money up front. So we'll still have transfer budget available for this summer. It may impact our other budgets further down the line for summer transfer windows, but I'm sure that's not a problem for a club like Manchester United. And if we're still in the Champions League, those coffers are going to get bigger and bigger because a sustained run in the Champions League brings you a lot more money. Rebecca with the super chat says, love the content. Thank you very much for getting involved again. As always, thank you for all the super chats tonight as well. Appreciate you guys for getting involved, whether you're members or you're not. Thank you all for getting involved. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button though. What are you waiting for? Help us hit that 100k ASAP. Come on, get involved. Jadon Sons starting a sing-along in the comments. Would I swap Fred for Thomas Partey, says JC. And this is no criticism of Fred, because I think Fred's a fantastic player, and he's a player that can improve at Man United and get better. But we need more of someone like Thomas Partey, so I probably would make that deal happen, to be honest with you. But that's not a knock on Fred. That's just more a point in terms of what we need. Thomas Partey would play more games for if we had Thomas Partey and Fred at United next season, Thomas Partey plays more games because we need someone in that role a lot more. I still haven't watched that high performance podcast. I need to set aside an hour and watch it. So I need to check that out. Man United fan says, a Man United insider said that Jimenez rumour is utter nonsense. Yeah, we reported that on one of the previous United Daily Lives, that report has been rubbished in relation to Raul Jimenez coming to Manchester United. Doesn't look like that one's going to happen. Maybe it's him and his agent trying to get a new bid in terms of a contract offer, or maybe bids from elsewhere, because there's talk about them signing Paulinho from Benfica, who's a regular goal scorer. I'm sure he wouldn't want to be going there to be backup. But Raul Jimenez leaving would be a strange one, because he's a fantastic player. So maybe someone else has got him in their eyesights for signing him up this summer. Wouldn't surprise me if a few big European clubs came in for him. So we've reported on the United's instalment plan, and United are being reported as setting up an instalment plan of 70 million plus 30 million plus 20 million euros of the next coming years that will meet the full asking price of 120 million euros with Dortmund. Now Bild are reporting that, and they say Dortmund would accept that if that bid comes through. So all that left remain is United to make that damn bid. Will it come? Who knows? But what we are hearing today is Chrissy Smalling of MUFC is set for a return to Manchester United. Now I want your opinions on this. Do you think Chris Smalling still has a shot at making it at Manchester United again? Do you think he can come back in and make a claim for a place in the team? Because we have got the story coming out that Roma have failed in their bid to sign Chris Smalling. This is coming from Angelo Mangiante, who works for Sky Sport, which is the Sky Sport in Italy. And he says no agreement between AS Roma and Manchester United for Chris Smalling. He will not he will not play in the Europa League with AS Roma, not playing against Sevilla, and going back after a 1-year loan to Manchester United. That is being reported by Sky Sport Italia today. So the talks are Chris Smalling could potentially be coming back to Manchester United. Now, there's also been other talks that Juventus are possibly interested in him. Now, these talks are talks of a swap deal for Bernardeschi. Now, would United want Federico Bernardeschi? I don't think we would. He's a winger. Is he going to be a winger that comes in and gets game time at Manchester United? Probably not. I don't think that's a swap deal United will be interested in. And this was coming from Calcio Mercato, who were claiming Roma will face competition from Italian champions Juventus to sign the United star. The report claims Juventus will attempt to lower United's asking price by offering Bernardeschi 26 in a part exchange deal. Now, this could have came out at the time because Manchester United were briefing in Italy that, look, other clubs are interested in him. You need to buck up your ideas and make a proper bid. It's come back that Roma haven't made that bid. So then that's fallen through, and Chris Smalling's set to return to Man United. We know the Europa League kicks off this week, and that's a proper definitive tweet from the journalist from Sky Sports saying that Chris Smalling will return to Manchester United. So if that deal's fallen through, we know that no other club can use him in European competition if they sign him now anyway. What happens to Chris Smalling? Now, I've already seen a few of you. Masid says, simple answer, no to Chris Smalling. Yo blah blah says, we'll never get rid of Mike. Let's see what else is in there. Smalling shouldn't come back. He isn't a ball-playing defender, says Jacob. And I think that is the main problem in terms of Chris Smalling. He's not good enough for Manchester United. I think he's had his moments and he's had his period of time. He's scored some crucial goals. He's won his trophies at Man United and he deserves his respect for that. But I think he's found his place where he's going to flourish. He needs to be signed up by AS Roma or another Italian club. And I think Manchester United should be returning him to that. But it looks like we could be left with a Chris Smalling on our hands at Man United. And United might think, we're in the market for a centre-half. Chris Smalling's coming back. We can't get the money for him. Do we include him back in our squad? I would personally say no to that. Go and get someone, sell him, even if it's for 10, 15 million euros. But Manchester United might have other ideas. Smalling and Sanchez to Inter for Skriniar, says Imran. Does anybody else want Skriniar? I'm not really. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. I'm not sure if he's the man to come in and play for Manchester United and solve our issues at the back though. I'd maybe want someone a little bit longer term. So for me, Chris Smalling set to return to Manchester United, but I don't want him to return to Manchester United. It's as simple as that. The football manager will return with FM21. Don't you guys worry about that. And the latest reports coming from Build, Manchester United are set to agree, or sorry, not set to agree. Let me correct myself. There's reports from Build that Manchester United are prepared to offer 120 million euros in 3 instalments. The first instalment being 63 million pounds or 70 million euros, and the rest coming over the next few years. And Build say Dortmund would accept that. So it looks like we could be very close to a deal for Sancho, but it looks like we are not very close to a deal for Chris Smalling, who could be returning. Now, another one of our players that are in Italy is Alexis Sanchez, and he's been included in Inter Milan's squad for the Europa League campaign. Now, that's interesting because they're obviously quite confident that a deal is going to be getting done, and we haven't heard anything similar to this. Now, Man United said unless you sign him permanently, he's not going to be playing in the Europa League for you, like Chris Smalling, which I think was a pretty good stance to take. Now, it could backfire with the Chris Smalling one, but with Alexis Sanchez, who's got the bigger wage, and we probably get a more decent fee for him, it's probably going to help us a little bit. So that one looks like it may pay off for Manchester United, and we'll keep our eyes out for any more reports on Alexis Sanchez and any more reports on Chris Smalling. We have 2,000 people watching right now. Thank you for tuning in. To you guys that are new on AdamMcKola TV, please do me a favour and click that subscribe button. If you're a regular viewer and you haven't yet, why don't you check out the join button? And of course, if you're interested, click that notifications button, because we're live every single day at 10:30 PM with the latest Manchester United news. And today we've got this great breaking story from Build in regards to Jadon Sancho. If you're questioning Build's reliability, they are fairly reliable, but at the same time, we've got to take every report with a pinch of salt, don't we? And we have to wait for those official reports to come through. Do me a favour, hit that like button. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 likes live on the stream here today. So, United paying 120 million for Jadon Sancho, no deal for Smalling, and Ryan Giggs says we should sign Sancho and Jack Grealish. Now, for me, I like the sound of that, Giggsy. We should give it Giggsy to the end of the summer if he's going to get those signings done. That's for sure. I like the sound of that. And I think these signs that Manchester United could be possibly edging closer to a deal for Jadon Sancho means we can focus our attentions elsewhere. And it means the summer gets a little bit easier because we've got our big deal that we expected to drag on for a little bit. Maybe we'll have a little bit more confidence in the board. I don't know. I think Ollie's leading the direction pretty well. And I think if this Jadon Sancho one does happen in the next couple of days or in the next week, I think that's down ultimately to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Because last season he identified the players he wanted. And okay, they never came in the door straight away, but we got them done. Now, from that summer, he identified Jadon Sancho for next summer. He probably identified Jack Grealish too. And now these deals possibly could happen a little bit earlier than we imagined. So great news for Manchester United if that's the case. But Ryan Giggs was saying there are 2 signings that they may be available, and if we're able to get them, I would go and get them. And I think, many people would say that. I don't think that's a shock to hear from Ryan Giggs, especially when you consider what kind of player he was. But yeah, I think we should listen to Giggs and go and get those players done. Grealish for 45 million is the most we should pay. I'd go to 50 plus maybe a few instalments or add-ons for Jack Grealish. But I wouldn't pay 80 million, the reported figure for him. I wouldn't pay that at all. So, yeah, man. The latest reports on Jadon Sancho are it could be edging closer to a deal. Let's see what else is floating around. As we say, a lot of newspapers' stories pop up ahead of tomorrow's newspapers being released, so we could see that. Burnley linked with prolific striker. Man United agree for £170 million. Yeah, £117 million. Man United open talks for Monaco Starlet. Yeah, we've been linked with Benoit Badiashile a lot. And those links to Benoit Badiashile, let me check these out now, because they've heated up again today. Where there were reports, let me get it. I think Paddock tweeted it, so let me just go check out Paddock right now. For those that have joined us at the last 2,000, because there's a lot of you in, so apologies if I'm repeating this for some of you that have been with us. Man United want to pay an initial €70 million, 30 million in 2021 and 20 million in 2022. Dortmund will not say no to that offer, which is worth €120 million. That is coming from Bild on the Sancho negotiations. Now, we also hear, sorry, it wasn't on about Benoit Badiashile, it was on about Gabriel. Now remember, Gabriel, his agents were believed to be in England. Gabriel's agents, they were reported as being in England, and they wanted to speak with Everton and Manchester United. Now I initially said, I don't think this one's going to happen, because Sky Sports have reported us linked with other players and other teams, and then they've gone to those other teams and they've made it look like we were in for them when we weren't. We've seen this done on many occasions, and United's just put in there by the agents, or by so the dealings get done quicker with, like, say, Everton, or it's done by Sky Sports or whoever for the extra clicks. But the breaking story is today, which was at 2 o'clock, so it's not breaking anymore, but nevertheless, Tier 1 journalist Mohamed Bouhafsi has confirmed that Gabriel's agent has met with Manchester United to discuss a move, but no concrete offer yet with other clubs pursuing. So we've met with Gabriel, according to Mohamed Bouhafsi. Agents of Gabriel have met leaders of Man United in England. For the moment, no concrete offer in Lille, but discussions. Everton and Napoli are also in discussions, with a fourth club entering the race. We heard Bayer Leverkusen were interested in Benoit Badiashile. Have they changed their target to Gabriel as well? Real Madrid were linked with Benoit Badiashile. Have they gone in for Gabriel? Possible. Kyle Martinson says, has the fixture list been released yet? It hasn't been released yet. I can Google when are Premier League fixtures out. Yeah, no date for that. So we don't know when those dates are going to be out, but hopefully sometime soon. Yeah, the voice is going in it. Need to sort it out. But guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been an absolutely epic stream. It's been the biggest stream of the summer so far. Over 2,000 of you tuned in. So make sure you're keeping it locked. We'll be back here tomorrow at the same time, 10:30 PM, where you can get your fix of transfer news, your latest Manchester United news and all that good stuff. And we have daily uploads as well around 5 o'clock. So make sure you're keeping it locked for that. Like, comment, share, subscribe. For now, I have been AdamMcKola. I am going to get out of here. You lot have been legends, so see you in a bit.